Hey guys, today I'm going to do a quick video on how to do an oil change in a side shaft engine like this one. This is a 5-horse Briggs off a tiller. It's basically the same thing on any engine. I'm just using this for an example today because I just got this engine a while back and it needs an oil change in it. Now, since this engine's off the tiller, it make it easier to get to that drain plug there and the fill for that matter. Now the first thing I recommend doing on the engine to get ready to change oil in, is run it for about maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so just to get the block warmed up so the oil starts heating up, because warm or hot oil is thinner and it drains out of the engine better, and if there's any sludge or anything in it, it'll help clear it out better. I mean, you can drain oil out of a cold engine, but it takes a long time and it doesn't drain quite as good, so I always recommend warming it up. Now, how to tell if the engine's getting warm enough, just touch the block down here. You just want to feel it until it starts getting warm, and you pretty much got it warm enough for it to drain out real easy. Now, if you're working on the engine, you don't know how much oil it's supposed to have, check your oil before you change it. And if it's low, go ahead and add it to where it says. And then when you drain it out, catch it in an old oil container. That way you can measure how much is coming out of it. So now let's take the motor outside and run it for a while and get it warmed up and bring it back in and change oil. Okay, got it back inside now. It's warmed up pretty good. The block feels pretty warm. A little on the hot side. Like I said, just be careful not to get burnt. Don't forget your muffler's hot, your head's going to be hot. It's easy to get burned on an engine after it's been running. Okay, now we're going to get ready to change your oil. You don't want to take it out all the way yet, just loosen it up a little bit. Well, it's finger tight. And they get something to catch the oil out. Now, since this engine holds less than a quart, this is how I'm going to be catching oil, just using the old funnel and the empty quart can. But if it was a bigger engine, I didn't know how much it was in it, I'd catch it in a container like this. Okay guys, I changed my mind on you there. I decided to go ahead and use this container here to catch the oil. It's so much easier. I've done it so many times, get ready to change oil, and I drop the plug in the funnel and it plugs it up and runs it over. This is what I've been using here lately. And I want to see what the oil looks like in it too. And I like to open this up, that way that it can breathe better. See how it's draining faster now. Now here in a minute I'm going to tilt the engine so I can get as much as I can out of it. And you pretty much want to let it set and drip until it stops dripping for a while. Usually just let it set after most of the oil pours out. Let it set for about 5 or 10 minutes. It's usually alright. But of course, when you tilt an engine like I did there, That helps a lot and speeds it up a lot. Now let's take a quick look at the oil that came out of it. It's pretty black, as you can tell, and there's a little bit of dirt in it. If you look over here, you'll see like little particles in it. That could either be dirt or it could be little pieces of metal, because when you get an older engine, you're going to have a few little pieces of metal in the oil every now and then. Even on a new engine you will. Now on a vehicle, your oil filter catches that, so you don't actually ever see it in the oil. But the discoloration that you see in it could be a little bit of gas in it, maybe even a little bit of water possibly. Now if you drain your oil and it's like a creamy white color, looks like milk almost, that means you got water in there mixed in with it. You don't want that. If you got an engine like that, it'd be best to flush your engine, fill it up with a good oil, run it for a little while, then drain it again. Maybe do that once or twice. That way you'll be sure there's no water in there at all. You don't want water down inside the crankcase, because water is not a very good oil. Okay, now we'll go ahead and pour the oil in here where we can see how much came out of it. That way you know how much to put in it. Yeah, the oil's pretty nasty looking at it. And it looks like it's about just a little bit past half a quart. Now the next thing you want to do, you want to put your oil plug back in it. You don't want to start adding oil and having your new oil drain right back out of it. Now you want to get this fairly tight. You don't want to over tighten it, because there's just aluminum block. You want to get it pretty snug, like that. Now I'm going to be using the same funnel to put the fresh oil back in it. So you want to make sure you clean it up, get all that dirt out of it. And what I like to do, I like to turn this up like this and then feed that through. Pull it through. It cleans it up real good. I'm not going to get into brand names, but 10W30 or 30 weight. 30 weight's right what I recommend. I'm just using 10W30 because it's cheaper to buy it by a 5-quart jug like this than buying it individually. You can use conventional oil or synthetic, whatever you want to use in any of these small engines like this. Now a person could take a old 1-quart can of oil and use that as a measuring, pour fresh oil in it, use that to measure it. I like to just pour it in there and just keep an eye on it as I'm filling it up. If you look, I don't know how well you can tell it, but the oil come up about halfway on the threads that the oil plug screws into. That's about the way you want it. You don't really want it below the threads, and you don't want it running over. You want it somewhere right in there. Now what I like to do after I do an oil change like this, I like to take the motor out and run it for a little while just to make sure the oil will circulate all the way through it. And I like to check it again just to make sure. Okay, I brought the motor back inside after it's run for a while. Let me check the oil again here. And it looks like it stayed about the same. Well guys, that's about it. If you got any questions or comments, just leave me a comment or send me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, guys.